What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Not for Debate. You know what it is. Shake Money. Riding solo tonight. Also, we got a special guest, Iconic Freeze. A big, huge fan of the show. Always appreciate Iconic up in up in the comment section. Be sure to hit that like button, subscribe button. Most definitely be sure to share. What's going on with you guys?
It's another beautiful day in Zamunda.
Iconic, man. Welcome to the show again. Clearly, we got a lot to talk about as far as the Baltimore Ravens are concerned. But I will be completely honest with you. I did take the Baltimore Ravens when we did make our predictions on Saturday. So I shouldn't be feeling it as hard as we progress throughout the pod this evening. But well, tell us what's been going on with you.
I'm doing good, man. Just trying to stay low, trying to stay healthy. Throughout this pandemic, that's why I got the mask on and whatnot. Been as you already know, we've been cool for a whole minute. Back on your boy Tannehill was on the Dolphins. You know what I mean? And we used to talk about who was better between Joe Flacco and Tannehill.
That's definitely a no-brainer because we know who's still in the league.
Wait, I think Joe's still in the league. I think he a backup now. But
no, see, he a backup. There's a difference between a backup and a starter.
Right.
And an MVP candidate.
Hey, listen, I never knocked Tannehill. But
hey, Flacco got some
I always
rings,
felt
though.
like Joe was better. What happened?
I said the only ring Tannehill has is his wedding ring.
Yep. This is true. Joe Cool got us one in 2012. And I always appreciate that because, at least for me, back in 2000, I was a young boy. So I really didn't appreciate that win. The 2012 one, I really got to appreciate it because I was a huge football fan. So I definitely, got mad respect for Joe Flacco. He's a New Jersey native, you know what I mean? So he right up the highway. So, definitely got love and respect for Joe Flacco.
Hey, trivia for you, Freeze.
Mm-hmm.
Who was the quarterback's coach for Joe Flacco when he won the Super Bowl?
Let me see. I'm gonna be honest with you, I don't know that.
Cam Cameron, was it?
No, it was
Caldwell. Caldwell or Cameron?
Caldwell, yeah, Jim Caldwell. It was Caldwell. Yeah, and that's how he got the job to the Lions because of that, and they screwed him over. They got Matt Patricia.
He got a couple good little seasons in there.
Who?
Patricia? Caldwell. He got a couple of good seasons in with the Lions.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. He got screwed for Matt Patricia, which Caldwell has more wins in one season than Matt Patricia has in all three. And when he was with Detroit,
it's all about reputation, though. Once you got some New England Patriot on your resume, it's hard to turn you away.
Right.
He got Tony Dungy.
Exactly.
Hey, he has Tony Dungy on his resume, so that's a name that should have weight.
But he ain't got the New England Patriot though. Everybody and their mama get a job.
Right.
But Black Lion
afterwards.
That's still a trend apparently, but they keep on doing it. That's like having a degree, a business degree.
Right.
But Black Lion, first things first, man. Lamar Jackson, his first playoff win. How's it feel?
It definitely feels good. I know he definitely feels good about it. I'm not surprised. I knew it was coming eventually, and I really wish the media and other people didn't make it such a big deal because he's still very young. Like, I'm older than Lamar Jackson. I'm 25. So it's like he's still young and he's accomplished so much in the short period of time that he's been in. So I knew it was coming. eventually. He definitely has made some errors in that game and in playoff games in the past, but he was still so young, still learning the game. In his rookie year, um, the offense wasn't, geared towards him per se as it is now. So definitely feels good. Definitely thinking they can take it all the way. I don't see no reason why they can't. Um, and yeah, man, I think Lamar Jackson played very, very well. He made that interception, but I feel like he had to throw it deep because just to show the Titans that he's willing to throw the ball deep. It
But were
wasn't a
you
good pass.
concerned though? Was you concerned after he threw
Oh,
the pick?
without question. It was 10-0. And no, I don't think it was 10-0 at that point.
It was the first drive. It was the first drive.
Second drive, right? Because they went 3 and out.
I think
drive.
I think
the second
it was
drive.
the first. Well, one of the two, but I think it was still. I think it was 7-0 because the Titans had the ball first. So yeah, it was 7-0 at the time. So I know you and the rest of the Ravens fans was definitely they was sweating a little bit. Like, it's about to go down again. If we give them a 14-point lead, and Derrick Henry about to take this rock.
Yo, I'm not even gonna lie to you. Like when he did that, I was like, "Oh, sugar honey iced tea, it's about to start." But I kind of knew that Derrick Henry wasn't gonna have the greatest game. One thing people that they didn't mention throughout, like a lot of analysts, a lot of post shows and whatnot, is that when they played them in the regular season, Calais Campbell and Brandon Williams was not in that football game. And if you watch the playoff game last year in Baltimore, they specifically went out to get Calais Campbell for Derrick Henry and Nick Chubb. And then if you are a Ravens fan, you know that Brandon Williams is that D line. I'm not gonna sit here and cap and say he's better than Inada or anything like that. No, but he's been a crucial part to the defensive line and probably gonna be in a Ravens Hall of Fame. I'm not saying Hall of Fame. I'm saying Ravens Hall of Fame when his career.
Ring of Honor.
Yeah, exactly.
The Ring of Honor.
So, I knew that Derrick Henry was not. I'm not saying not in check, but I knew he was gonna have a difficult time because they specifically went out to get Calais Campbell and Derek Wolfe for running backs like Derrick Henry and Nick Chubb.
Right. Well, you know what? I can't be mad at it. Tannehill screwed up. I had my doubts about the Tennessee Titans in this game. I really did when I was because it was all throughout the season. I was watching the Titans. And I'm like, yo, this secondary is not the way it was last year. And like I was seeing quarterbacks like Gardner Minshew grind them up. I saw Deshaun Watson. I know it was Deshaun Watson, but the last week of the season, he was killing them. So I was like, man, it was the fact that they weren't providing any pressure on the quarterback. So when I was watching the Titans versus Ravens game in the wild card, I was like, man, they putting some serious pressure on Lamar right now. So they doing a lot better than what I was expecting. But the other thing I wanted to touch on was while I was watching the game, I felt like they was trying to force Derrick Henry too. I understand Derrick Henry's a 2,000-yard rusher. You want to keep the Baltimore Ravens defense honest, but it was clear that they were sitting there trying to sell out and try to stop Derrick Henry. And the passing game was working. Well, at the first drive of the game, they went right down the field and scored a touchdown, throwing the football. So I feel like when Derrick Henry in the second half, you saw him on the sideline, he was a little frustrated. I was like, oh man, I feel like they was literally trying to get him involved as much as possible. But hey, when it comes down to it, some games you on, some games you not. And to be honest, Tannehill, he was on. Him and AJ was on. So I'm gonna put this one on Vrabel most definitely as far as cave into to Derrick Henry as far as wanting to give him some touches. But I'm not gonna let Ryan Tannehill off the hook. He did have AJ Brown wide open on that interception to Marcus Peters. And last thing before I pass it on to you, Shake, if you did want to comment on this game, that was hella disrespectful what the Baltimore Ravens did by stomping on the Tennessee Titans logo. Two wrongs don't make a right.
I agree with that. I agree with
that. Shake, did you want to add anything as far as the Baltimore Ravens and Tennessee Titans game?
Man, it doesn't shock me what Baltimore did because, no offense to you, but Baltimore is a scumbag organization.
See, here's to the Ravens. I don't like the Ravens, but they know how to manage an organization as far as
organization is. I'm talking about their head coach. He's a D head, in my opinion.
What Harbaugh do?
Right, what Harbaugh do? I got no problem with Harbaugh.
Harbaugh. All he does is when somebody does the same thing he does to him, he starts whining and say, "Oh, that's a low class move," and you do the same thing. Him and his brother, bunch of low lives. In my opinion.
I don't know. I'm not saying you're wrong, but I think his brother might do that a little bit more than Harbaugh.
Yeah, I think Jim most definitely is the instigator of the two brothers, for sure. But I love John because he's from that Andy Reid coaching tree. So
yes, he is.
He most definitely gets my respect for that.
No, actually, the reason I hate them is because every time they play the Dolphins, they want to seem to run up the damn scoreboard.
I was just thinking that too, but I know this is a Dolphins podcast. I ain't want to,
Oh, this ain't a Dolphins podcast. Yeah,
we everything.
We keep it 100. We keep it 100.
Hey, look, we talk about football. We talk about sports. We talk about video games. We talk about music. Hell, we cook grits on the damn show. So we do everything, man.
Gotcha.
So it's about everything, man. Pretty much in life, So
now, you caught the show Saturday, right? When Shaken and Banks made that bet concerning the Seattle Seahawks versus the Los Angeles Rams, right?
I watched. I don't know if it was Saturday because I know you upload like clips and stuff. So
my bad. Wednesday. It was Wednesday. That's my fault.
Wednesday.
Yeah, it was Wednesday's show. So clearly, Shake, can you explain what the bet was real quick?
If the Rams won, I had to put the avatar as the Rams, and if the Seahawks won, when he comes on, he has to put his avatar as the Seahawks. And being that the only time that the Rams were relevant was in St. Louis, I put the St. Louis Rams.
I ain't here. What it says Rams on it, so it don't really matter.
Yeah,
to me.
Exactly. It's Rams, so and then that had to be LA Rams. It's not to mention this logo looks way better than the one they have now. Looks like a goat on meth.
Now, to show Banks some love because unfortunately he couldn't be here today.
But I always call the Rams. I hope the Rams do win the next game.
I'm actually hoping that they end up losing, to be honest. But I'm gonna go ahead and show him some love as far as the Rams are concerned. He was right though. The Seattle Seahawks really didn't have anything offensively compared to the Rams defense. Now, I did closely watch DK Metcalf and that Jalen Ramsey matchup, Shake, and it just looks like a game of bumper cars because the two big physical guys are literally just bumping each other up and down the field. And I feel like moving forward, DK Metcalf's biggest downfall as a receiver is his inability to run routes. That's his biggest issue. And I feel like it really showed when he went up against Jalen Ramsey, because he just does not have any type of technique there. There was a there was a 9 route that he ran, and Jalen Ramsey was hand fighting with him, and then DK Metcalf was kind of like boxing him out, like trying to get a rebound, and he still got like 5-10 more yards to run before he's in position to actually making a catch for the ball. So as far as DK Metcalf being a top guy in the NFL right now, I'll probably say he's about a year or two off before I can actually put him in the conversation. But he on the right track. But
I agree.
Yeah, so
I agree.
Y'all okay? So we all on board as far as DK Metcalf is concerned. Now, as far as the Rams defense is concerned, obviously Aaron Donald, he ended up leaving the game early, a little early. The Rams defense was still consistent, putting consistent pressure on Russell Wilson throughout the game. So I give the Rams defense most definitely some credit, being able to rattle Russell Wilson the way that they did. I think there was one other thing I did want to cover before I pass along to you guys was, Jared Goff. I'm sorry, Shake, but I see a lot of Jared Goff and Tua, and I know Banks was on here talking about how he was satisfied how Cam Akers was running the rookie running back that they got. He had how many rushing yards he had? He had 28 carries for 131 yards. So I feel like if that play action is not working for Jared Goff, I don't think the Rams are going to be as successful offensively if they don't have a consistent running game. But y'all go ahead.
By the way, I'm gonna throw in my conspiracy theory.
Okay.
And Banks is gonna love this conspiracy theory. Okay. All right. Baseball. Can anybody tell me who won the World Series?
You already know I ain't a baseball guy.
I mean, I don't know.
Okay, I'll tell you right now. The LA Dodgers. Can anybody tell me who won the previous NBA championships?
The Lakers.
Can you see where I'm going with this?
I see. Yeah, I most definitely see where you're going with this. Yeah. So, I hope that's not the case.
all through, well, what the other two, what the Dodgers and the Lakers have in common.
Right. So I really hope that's not the case, to be honest with you. I don't like the Rams. I don't like Banks up here gloating about the Rams. I don't like Jared Goff. I don't like them relocating to Los Angeles. Like, I don't like their stadium. I don't like their jerseys. Like, everything about the Rams, I just don't like.
Hey, I'll tell you what. I troll Banks in good fun, but I really don't care about the Rams. I mean, if the Rams go or not. So, I mean, if I do like Banks, and if it makes him happy, what the hell? I'll root for the Rams if they go to the Super Bowl. But it doesn't mean I'm not gonna stop trolling Banks. By the way, so this is between us.
To each his own. As far as the Rams and Seahawks game, Black Lion, did you want to touch on that or?
I do want to say I was one of the people in the chat that last show that picked the Rams to win. So big shout out to Rams and their fans. Jalen Ramsey truly is probably the best DB in the game.
Oh no, no, you did. You either Team Ramsey or you're Team Howard. It's either or. Team Ramsey or Team Howard.
He might be the best DB in the game, and it I don't want to say it's not even close, but he really does a great job of not only frustrating the receiver, but just limiting them of what they do best. And as far as the Rams defense, they played really well. I don't want to say contain Russell Wilson, but making him go to his third and second options instead of going to his first. I knew the Rams. I knew the Seahawks was kind of going to struggle in this game because they've had some not really bad games, but they've had some hiccups. Like when they played the Redskins. Do you guys remember that game? Was it the Redskins they lost to?
Nah, the Jets. They
Or
lost the Jets.
lost to the Jets?
They
And
lost to
my
the
bad, Washington
Dolphins.
football.
Yeah. You gotta watch the football team.
So, I think Jared Goff is really, really, really solid. A lot of people are talking about his contract and whether he deserves it or not, but I think he's really solid. Not everybody is, Patrick Mahomes. Not everybody's Deshaun Watson. Not everybody's Lamar Jackson. You know what I mean? He gets the job done, and that he did last game. I don't think he turned the ball over. Did he turn the ball over? I didn't see him fumble or throw an interception in that game.
We talking about Russ?
Nah, Goff.
No turnovers.
So he did what he needed to do, and he has a really good young running back behind him. Now, so overall, congrats to the Rams. They go to Lambeau, right?
Yeah, I believe so. Yeah, Lambeau.
That's going to be a tough game, but I don't see reason why they can't win. Devontae Adams on Jalen Ramsey, that is going to be a very, very great matchup. So we'll see who wins that one.
Right.
And your boy Xavier Howard is good too.
You can't follow it up with your boy Xavier Howard is good too. He the best at the 2020 season. I feel like you got
think he's better than Marlon Humphrey?
Who is that?
You don't know who Marlon Humphrey? Come on now.
Oh yeah, the guy that got cooked on Sunday. That dude, right?
Look, that touchdown dude clearly pushed off. Like, come on, fam.
Man, he was touching him the whole game, though. Like the whole game, I'm like, yo,
and you see, he didn't really do that much afterward. He
was still touching AJ. He was still touching him.
I'm trying to say is Marlo different. So he got the most fumbles this year as a DB. Got a couple interceptions. Doesn't give off too many big plays. He's different. So.
Right. I did want to touch on your AFC North rivals because they ended up having the Sunday night game, the Pittsburgh Steelers and the Cleveland Browns. I know a lot of us legitimately was taking the Pittsburgh Steelers because of the fact that they had that COVID issue in Cleveland. We weren't exactly sure how many players were going to play, especially if they lost their head coach, Steve Stefanski, and they ended up having to go with their offensive coordinator. But were you expecting the game to end up being the way that it was?
I don't think anybody expected that game to go the way that it went. It's funny, too, because I was watching the game, but I took my eyes off the game for just 1 second, and I look up and Pittsburgh scored, and I'm trying to figure out, like, what the heck? Not Pittsburgh. The Browns scored, and I figure out what was going on, and then I saw the replay, and I saw the botched handoff. Cleveland got something special brewing over there. Baker Mayfield, I think he's a really, really solid quarterback. He can throw the football. He can run when he needs to. Then you got the two-headed monster with Nick Chubb and Kareem Hunt. And then you got Myles Garrett as a defender. You got Jarvis Landry. You guys' boy.
But I wanted
him in Baltimore.
He ain't my
boy. So bad.
I don't know what Jarvis Landry. He ain't in the tilted orange. If he ain't in the tilted orange, I don't know who that is. Who is Jarvis Landry?
Man.
Shake, you know who Jarvis Landry is?
Yeah, that's that Gase. That's the guy that bum Adam Gase traded.
Hey, you gotta get that hate out your heart. You gotta get that hate out your heart. See how you be falling in love with players. But go ahead, Black Live Man.
But like I was saying, they got a really, really good team over there. And the only thing that worries them is their secondary. but they had a really good team. Pittsburgh was struggling for like the last month or two. They beat Indianapolis, which was impressive, but um, I don't want to say I knew because I didn't. I picked the Steelers to win myself. Um, but I knew that the Browns were a good football team, and it is really going to be weird in Pittsburgh. It seems like they got a lot of changes that's coming up. With Ben, is he going to be there next year? And who's going to be their next quarterback? I think Juju's a really good receiver, but I don't know if he's necessarily a number one.
Right.
And that's not a bad thing. Not everybody's a number. You know what I mean? So they got a lot of questions that needs to be answered in the off season. I think they played well in the beginning, but so many different things occurred, and yeah, Cleveland looking pretty good. And I won't be surprised if they upset the Chiefs. I'm saying it now. I won't be surprised if they upset the Chiefs.
Oh man, so let me ask you this: before Sunday, who would you, as a Baltimore Ravens fan, would have rather face, the Browns or the Steelers?
The Steelers. Because you got to remember, when they played the Ravens the second time, that was when everybody was like out with COVID. You know what I mean? And they barely won that game.
Right.
Like honestly, I didn't even think that game was going to be close for real. If we keeping it a buck, but they barely won that football game. Could you imagine like Lamar and Brandon Williams and Patrick Ricard and I don't remember if Dez was on the team at the time. I think he might have been. We had a lot of guys out. Pernell McPhee. So I definitely wanted to take the Steelers if I had to choose, just because I remember how they barely won the second time, and then the first time, they should have won the first time. But I'll be a man and honestly admit, Lamar blew that game. He completely blew that first game. He fumbled like 4 times. You know what I mean? He picked up like 3 of them, but he fumbled like 4. So I definitely wanted to see the Steelers.
So let me go back to the Pittsburgh Steelers real quick, because you was talking about a lot of things that the Pittsburgh Steelers had to work out. Now, Mike Tomlin, what you think? He deserves to come back as the Pittsburgh Steelers head coach in 2021?
Absolutely. Mike Tomlin's that dude. What I mean? He's a cool guy. If there was one coach,
he makes a lot of excuses, though. That's my biggest issue with him. Now, answer this for me, because in this podcast, these group of guys that I be associating myself with strongly believe that Mike Tomlin
make more excuses than Adam Gase.
Wait a minute, Shake. We talk about Mike Tomlin right now.
He don't make any excuses.
But
what excuses do he make?
Do you believe that Mike Tomlin is a Hall of Fame coach?
I mean, he got a Super Bowl ring.
Race aside, but before you answer, race aside, imagine if he was white.
If he was white, he'd be a Sean Payton.
Imagine if he was white. That's all I got to say.
Yo, I appreciate you saying that, because I ain't gonna lie, I was kind of biased. I
knew it. I know how y'all be.
Yo, but I don't know if he's a if he wasn't, but I don't know if he would be a Hall of Fame quarterback coach, but he's definitely very successful coach. I don't think he's ever had. I think he's only had 1 losing season under 500.
Right.
Multiple playoff appearances.
No losing seasons. No losing seasons.
I can't tell. Yeah. They don't always make the playoffs. They don't make the playoffs. That don't mean nothing to me, Shake.
That's not a losing season. Losing season is finishing under 500.
They
So
don't.
we're gonna
They
go by the
don't.
definition.
Did he
No, we're
make the
going by.
playoffs?
Listen, we're going by the
Did,
definition. We're not going by
did he
great
make?
ones.
Did he make
Out
the
of the
playoffs?
realm, huh?
Did he make the playoffs?
It don't matter. How many times did Shula not make the playoffs? Shula missed the playoffs many times, so I don't want to hear that either.
Oh man!
Hey, no,
he
my
got
boy,
the ring.
man.
So I would put him in the Hall of Fame because he got the ring, multiple playoffs appearances, like Shake said, no losing seasons, and this is coming from a Ravens fan, so you know, a biased one, but
Yeah, that sound really biased. But shout out to Cap for life in the comment section, man. Appreciate you coming through. Let's go ahead and move on to something a little bit more sensitive here, right? So the last couple of days, there have been some rumors coming out of Houston as far as Deshaun Watson wanting out of Houston within the Ravens trading clause, and one of the possible landing spots was the Miami Dolphins that came up. Now, if we just go ahead and just put the Miami Dolphins aside, who you think is the best trade partner for the Houston Texans moving forward? Now, keep in mind, they ended up hiring a general manager. I know we ended up talking about the New England. If you have New England Patriots on your resume, you get a job. So this guy, Nick Caricio, he's a former New England Patriots exec. That's with the Houston Texans now. So 9 times out of 10, he's going to end up hiring a New England Patriots guy too as well. So the fact of Eric Bieniemy, because I know we've had this conversation many times on the channel too. Eric Bieniemy, the offensive coordinator for the Kansas City Chiefs, that's 9 times out of 10 that's off the table. But Houston Texans don't have a first or second round pick. You're looking at Deshaun Watson wanting out of Houston. What you think?
You asking me or Shake?
Oh, that was a rhetorical question. There. Anybody that want to go first? I guess Shake let you go first.
All right. I know there's been a lot of talk with him going to San Francisco.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and I think that would be excellent. You know, because Kyle Shanahan is there, and you know they already got Kittle over there. They got a good defense when healthy over there. A decent running game, and it just to be a change of scenery for him. Also, I think since San Francisco didn't do so well, I think they have draft capital. You know, meaning their first round pick will be a lot higher than somebody like like let's say the Chiefs. You know what I mean? So they can easily get a good high draft pick. And I think honestly, since Deshaun doesn't want to be there, they made some, I don't want to say bad, but some different decisions as far as trades, their draft picks and trades in the past couple off seasons.
Right.
I remember someone said on my timeline on Twitter that they traded the DeAndre Hopkins for a bag of chips, and I just thought that was funny because you know, what's the dude's name from
David Johnson?
David Johnson. Yeah, he was that bull back in the day, but you know, running backs have a very, very, very short shelf life because of the pounding that they take, you know, running the football and stuff like that. So I would say either the 49ers, maybe the Bears. Well, they look like they're going to probably keep Mitch. But probably the 49ers or even the Patriots. You know, I think that might be destination for him.
No love for the tilt, huh?
Huh?
No love for the tilt.
Nah. I definitely don't want to see him in Pittsburgh. That's a bad idea. That I do not want to see that. But you know,
yeah, you don't want him. You don't want him with the Hall of Fame coach. I understand.
No, no, I don't.
And look, I'm gonna give everybody my 100%. If Deshaun, I'm riding with Tua, but if Deshaun Watson comes to Miami, then I have no choice but to say, hey, welcome aboard. I'm riding with you. So I'm not going to be mad if they do trade for him. I'm not going to be mad if they don't trade for him. So I don't care.
What does Shake want though? What does Shake
Huh?
want? What does Shake want? That's what I want to know. Because
Super Bowl.
you've been giving me these answers where it's an earthquake. I'm just gonna ride it. That's basically what you give me. This he Black Lion. I'm gonna give you a straight up answer. If we are evaluating Tua's rookie season of 2020 compared to Deshaun Watson's body of work since 2017, I'm definitely going to take Deshaun Watson. Now, a lot of these Miami Dolphins fans, because I know that's the Miami Dolphins is a top landing spot for Deshaun Watson. A lot of these Miami Dolphins fans are like, yo, if you're not with Tua, you're against Tua. But you gotta sit back and think about it. You can't think about it as a fan. You gotta think about it as a business. You gotta, like, we currently hold the Houston Texans third pick in the draft. If we can somehow escape this trade with holding on to because we have two first round picks. We got a third in the 18th. So if we can hold on to that 18th pick, we also got 2 second round picks too. If we hold on to that 18th pick and give up a second round pick and Tua for Deshaun Watson, I feel like that's a wash right there. Because you got to also think into consideration of the fact that obviously Deshaun ended up signing a $56 million contract extension back in September, which is going to be like what? Almost 25% of your cap. But you could get, like, looking at Deshaun, he a transcendent talent. I feel like the Dolphins in 2020, Shake, you can chime in after I say this. I feel like the Dolphins should have went 14-2 if Deshaun Watson was our quarterback.
Yeah, well, it depends, man, because at the end of the day, we didn't have all our weapons, and you know what I mean. But I don't say what our record would have been if we would have had him or not, because things shit changes. But I'll tell you this: I know we probably would have had 11 wins. I could tell you that. We could have had more than 10, 12. We could have had at least 2 more wins with Watson.
So yeah, we good to go. We lock and loaded, iconic. We the one with the most draft cap. We hooked them up with the third. They get a franchise quarterback in return. They right there as far as having draft capital to make their team better. But like, it was kind of like writing on the wall as far as Deshaun Watson was concerned, because we heard the outburst from JJ Watt, and JJ Watt is one of the leaders in that locker room.
Yeah.
And if he coming out and saying stuff, he coming out and hinting stuff that something's going down with the Houston Texans. There was some issues about social injustice. Obviously DeAndre Hopkins ended up getting traded because he didn't fall in line with the Houston Texans. So I feel like that asking price for Deshaun Watson, the asking price for Deshaun Watson get dealt out of Houston, is going to come down over a period of time as we draw closer to the NFL draft. Considering the fact right now he's a team distraction, and they asking for the yard right now. Black Line, they talk about 2 first round picks, 2 seconds, 2 thirds. That sounds like a not for sale, but let's go ahead and let Deshaun Watson, let's say, come out on social media and like, yeah, I heard him say something racial. He gonna be up out of there. 1000%. Y'all agree?
Agree. I got a question for y'all though. Do y'all think if y'all picked up Deshaun Watson, you guys beat the Bills?
Absolutely. I'm gonna let Shake go. Shake, what you think?
F the Bills.
So that's an absolutely 2. But like the first game of the season, we had them. We only lost by what, 7 points, Shake? And then like as I watched the Bills throughout the season, even last year,
and whatnot.
there was no development.
But
Don't worry,
you let that hate out of your heart.
No, it ain't no hate. It's real.
Yeah. Real
It's
hate.
real.
Hate is real.
Nah, I'm being real.
Real hateful.
Hey, iconic. Hey, just because the man threw 10 touchdowns, now he developed, according to Bobby Dolphins fans. But
he ain't say he's developed. He's developing. There's a difference.
Okay, okay. He threw 10 touchdown passes. Everybody think he developing. That's to each his own. But until he has to go down the whole 80 yards down the field and score a touchdown, don't sit back and talk to me about that.
He has done that.
You said what?
He has done that. What are you talking about?
Not consistently. He has it.
What that? His first year? Come on now.
No, come on.
Tannehill 7 years.
Well, I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
So we gave that bum who cost the Titans the game 7 years. We could give Tua at least 3.
I'm so glad Tua was sitting at home taking notes of what Ryan Tannehill was doing, though.
Yeah, losing the game.
But if y'all have a chance to get probably a top 5 quarterback in this league in his prime, I don't see why not. Honestly,
Thank you. You can't pass it up.
Watson.
You can't pass it up. So, like,
it's like what I said today about Larry on Larry's channel when the Heat they were doing a good. They had a good squad going, and Shaq fell on their lap, and he's like, you know what? We like the way our team is going, but we can't pass up a chance for Shaquille O'Neal. Right. And that's what it is with Watson. You know what I mean? You know, granted, Watson isn't a Shaquille O'Neal, but I mean, Shaquille O'Neal already had all those years in the league. But anyway, you know, that's how I feel about it. You know, I mean, yes, we're developing nicely. I think we're going to turn into a good team if Watson hadn't fell on our laps. But since he did fall on our laps, I don't think I want to think it's out of the realm to entertain it and see if we could grab him. You know?
Oh, it's definitely something that needs to be entertained. Yeah. Definitely, because again, like Black Lion said, he a transcendent talent, top 3 quarterback in the league right now. You talk about we can make an argument that the Dolphins could be a top 3 team in the AFC. But
Deshaun Watson,
yeah, if we get Deshaun, yeah, right. If we don't get Deshaun Watson, now,
and especially one last thing to kind of further your point, Great One DeVore. One thing that Brian Flores preaches is he wants a quarterback that takes care of the football, and Deshaun Watson isn't known for turning the ball over. He's very careful with the football.
I agree, but that mobility too. Ooh, Shake. Can you see that number 4 in tilt, boy? Oh,
and by the way, God. It's Aqua. Thank you very much.
It's tilt.
Aqua.
The gangster way is tilt.
But, when you see tilt, I think of rednecks in the Tilted world. You know, those moving carnivals. Anyway,
right. So, this news just broke today, right? So, I don't know. Maybe me personally, I kind of felt like this was coming anyway. But Doug Peterson ended up being fired from the Philadelphia Eagles. Going into the 2020 season, obviously, the Philadelphia Eagles were most definitely a favorite as far as winning the NFC East. Unfortunately, they fell short. They ended up going 4-11-1. You saw the regression of Carson Wentz. You saw the second-round pick, Jalen Hurts, come in, make some plays. And possibly the most controversial decision that led to Doug Peterson's firing was that Week 17 decision to let Nate Sudfeld come in the second half against the Washington football team, costing them the game and also costing the New York Giants the opportunity to make a playoff appearance this season. But 42-37-1 as a coach for coaching record for Doug Peterson, and a 4-2 postseason record. What y'all think, man?
And Co.
Huh? Well, here's the thing. I was watching the Rich Eisen show, and he brought up a very good point. The fact that him and Joe Douglas have a great rapport, and they got him from the Eagles. He said that he wouldn't be shocked if he went. He was the head coach of the Jets, because that's the kind of coach they're looking for anyway. Doug Peterson. Either that, or I could see him going back to Andy Reid if Bieniemy gets a job.
That is interesting. What you got, Black Lion?
Very, very different situation, because I'm one of the few people that didn't mind them pulling Jalen Hurts, only because I would rather them let Jalen know firsthand that what they were doing, because obviously, he was in momentum, he was trying to win the game. So, that was shell shock to him. And obviously it was disappointing. He was frustrated with it. But I felt like they were just trying to get a better draft capital to make their team better.
Hey.
The Giants.
That sound like point shaving to me. What you think?
I don't know, but the Giants, do they have a right to be upset? Yeah. But I think also that upset is misplaced, because, no disrespect to Giants and their fans and their players, especially any professional athlete that has the skill set to pursue their dreams and make money, doing what they love. But they should have won more games, so they shouldn't have been in that situation. You feel me?
I agree with you on that. I agree
1,000%
with you on that.
So
I'm with you.
I don't think that that was a bad decision to pull Jalen. I just wish they would have communicated with him first, so it didn't blindside him. As far as Doug Peterson being fired, I'm definitely shocked. Because I always thought, coaches that win a Super Bowl, they get a little like a special.
They get a leeway. They get a little bit more. What's the word? Couple more yards on their leash.
Exactly, like it's such a hard thing to do. Like I felt like he at least had like 3 more years of not making the playoffs before they start, talking about getting rid of the coach, especially in Philly, because I don't know if you guys know this, but I go to school out here. Well, I used to go to school out here, in Jersey, Philly area, right? And when I tell you, when I was in my senior year of school, and I seen like people walking miles from Camden, New Jersey to Philadelphia for that Eagles parade on that bridge to celebrate that Eagles celebration. It was miles, people just walking. So they love Doug Peterson and Nick Foles out here. You feel me? So the fact that, he's not here anymore when he only had 2 losing seasons and brought a Super Bowl to the city, I don't know. I just think it was the wrong move. I don't know what's going on with Carson. I feel like a lot of injuries to him and the other players caught up, with him. Doesn't excuse his play, but I do think he was impacted by injuries and the injuries of his wide outs, tight ends, that kind of thing.
Right. As far as when I was looking at the Philadelphia Eagles roster, as a vacant head coach searching for a job, I don't think I would want to take that Philly job, because you gotta somehow deal Carson Wentz. I believe it's like over 50 million when we looked at it. Shake as far as cap end up releasing them. So you got to trade Carson Wentz. You got to figure out what you're going to do with a lot of terrible contracts.
Actually, They're gonna try to trade Jalen Hurts because he's the one you could get a lot of assets for because of what he did.
But what if Carson Wentz lost the locker room though? You got to get rid of Carson because Carson already came out and said he wanted to be traded. So there ain't no coming back from that. You already the team distraction.
If Carson starts winning, everything will be back to normal.
Listen, Eagles are the reason why Kansas City is doing so well right now. You get rid of a freaking head coach that went to 3 straight AFC championships and a Super Bowl, and fire him and hire Chip Kelly. You deserve what you get. And then you know what even bothers me more? You fire Andy Reid and then hire his assistant. That makes no freaking sense. How are you gonna fire something and then hire his clone? Come on, man.
Hey, sometimes the players don't listen to the voice no more. I have the utmost respect for Andy Reid and the Philadelphia Eagles organization. Always love watching how they do business, whether it come down from the general manager down to the head coach, how they handle player personnel. Like they just always done things the right way. Aside from the New England Patriots, because I feel like the New England Patriots are a little bit unfair when it comes to player contracts, but Philly, they always seem to work it out as far as keeping everybody happy for the most part from my perspective. No comment, Shake?
No.
Real quick, did you have a special topic or
you want to do a quick top 5?
Yeah, we can do a quick top 5.
All right. The top 5 things we are looking forward to 2021.
2021. Top 5 things you're looking forward to 2021.
We see how you know how it works, right?
Yeah. We're gonna let Black Lion go first, then you, me, and then down the floor.
Yeah. I was talking to him. What do you want me to call you, by the way?
Whatever's easier, I used to be Black Lion Viz, now I'm Iconic Freeze, you know what I mean? Whatever is easier for you, man. Doesn't even matter.
Freeze? How about Freeze? I like Freeze. I'll think of Batman.
Cool.
All right.
Are these football related questions or just in general?
No, in general. Remember, like I said, this is we like a smorgasbord of topics, even though the main course is football.
So it's just like your own personal life as far as the 2021 goes, correct, Shake?
Yeah, anything. It doesn't matter. Anything that you're looking forward to. It could be a video game. It could be a movie. It could be a goal in life. You know what I mean? Whatever you want it to be. This is your list.
Okay. You want me to go first, or?
Yeah, go first.
Oh, all right.
No pressure.
One, I'm looking forward to the Ravens winning the Super Bowl. I'm looking forward to that. I believe it can happen. Number 2, I'm looking forward to getting.
We gotta do we start from number 5, and then after you do your number 5, then I'm gonna do mine, and then Great One's gonna do his. Then you could do your 4. You know what I mean?
Oh, okay. So we all go 1, 1, 1, 2.
It builds the suspense.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
Okay. So my number 5, right off the top, is gonna be March 5th, Coming to America 2. I can't wait for that movie to come out. Man, Coming to America is my number 1 movie of all time, and I am definitely looking forward to part 2 coming out. I already got plans and everything made for it, so.
Damn, you just gonna sit there and just watch it in your living room?
No, I'm going to a homeboy house. We're finna get some good food. I got some good wine. Hell yeah, we're gonna make it an event.
I was gonna say, you must have a hell of a batch of nachos to sit down with.
I'm gonna get some steak and a bottle of $20 Cabernet.
All right, so my number 5. I remember I was telling you yesterday that I was having an issue with my truck. So Friday when I was on my way home. I ran out of heat, and unfortunately, I don't live in Florida, so it ain't always warm. So currently, I know Black Lion from the Maryland area, right?
Now I gotta say Jersey at this point. I've been here so long.
Okay, so he kind of know what it's like down here in the wintertime. So I gotta work early in the morning, so I gotta defrost my windows. So I just got to the point for real where it's time for me to buy me a new truck. So I'm on standby right now. The moment that I get the green light to come pick up that new Durango, that's my number 5 right there.
All right, it's your turn. What's your number 4?
All right, number 4. Finally getting my own place. You know, I got all these degrees, but I'm still living with my mom. Can't wait to
tell us real quick as far as your degrees go, because I'm pretty sure we're gonna have some kind of company sit down and watching this, and they be like, "Man, I think I want this Freeze guy. We're gonna hire him. This is what we want to do," and I would take pride in that. But go ahead, let us know which you got degrees, man.
I have my associate's degree in social work. I have my bachelor's degree, social work, and guess what? I got my master's degree, and guess what?
Social work.
Yes. I also have a school social work license certificate, meaning I can work in a school as a school social worker. And I passed my LSW, so I'm looking forward to get it so I can be a licensed social worker in the state of New Jersey.
That's good, man. I'm glad to see you taking your time to help mold young minds. That's good.
Yeah, but I'm still living with my moms, so you know.
Hey, it's all good, man. It's all good. And how many years I've been alive? I'm about to hit 30. 30 in December 26th. In my 30 years of life, the standard, a woman's standard is not that high. So if that's what you're concerned about, it's all good, man. It's all good.
Hey, Freeze. I'm 42 years old. There's one advice I give to you is enjoy. Enjoy. I know you're living with your mom, and trust me, I was there too because I was living with my mom's until my mom moved away, so I had no choice but to live on my own. But anyway, enjoy it because there's gonna come a moment where you're gonna be like, "Damn, I wish I had this time back with my mom's." So just enjoy that, man, and spend as much quality time as you can with her.
Definitely.
But that's a lot of credentials though. I'm gonna call you Freeze too. I think that joint sound tight. Freeze. That joint sound dope. But yeah, it's a lot of credentials, most definitely.
Got a lot of student loan debt too, but
oh man.
Where's your bailout, right?
Right. So for real. We most definitely rooting for you, man, moving forward. Who's number 4? Is it mine or yours, Shay?
It's my turn. My 4 is definitely going to be the NBA draft. I mean, the NFL draft. I want to see who are we going to, what moves are we going to be doing? Are we going to be getting Deshaun Watson, or are we going to be building around Tua? So I trust the front office right now because they earned it, and we'll see what's going to go from there.
My number 4. You know what? When that headline come across the bottom of the screen where it says breaking news, the Miami Dolphins have traded Tua Tagovailoa and the 3rd overall pick in the 2020 draft for Houston Texans quarterback Deshaun Watson. That is going to be my number 4.
Right.
I know you're speechless, Shake. I know it's all good.
No, it's all good. No, I mean, I can't be mad at you. You know what I mean? Trust me. Since I've known you, that is not a bad thing. You know, a bad thing would be like oh, I want Adam Gase for offense coordinator, I just have to leave.
That's the perfect. That's a perfect offensive coordinator for Tua at this point.
Well, you want him to crash too?
Hey, it seemed like if Tua don't play well, all the offense it's the offensive coordinator's fault. But let's move on.
Okay.
Number 3, Black Lives. Excuse me, freeze.
All right. Number 3. I would say. Question. I said moving out, Ravens winning. Number 3. I would say just taking more time out for myself. As a social worker, we helping everybody, but like ourselves, and that's something that we got to work on. So just taking more time out just to relax, chill out, play the game, that kind of thing. Trying to do a lot, and sometimes, when you do a lot, you make mistakes. So this year, in 2021, I want to slow down. I got the degrees and stuff now. I got a good job, so now I just want to, fall back, and just take time out for myself.
That's what's up. It's always good to have time for yourself, man. You definitely deserved it with that resume, that long resume you got going on. It's time for, what I see. Well, we in COVID right now, but I was gonna say, man, like a nice cruise, and man. That would be the perfect way to start some time to yourself right there as a cruise. But Shake.
My number 3 is some either a Grand Theft Auto 6 or at least the damn trailer to Grand Theft Auto 6. I can't wait for that series to continue. It's been a long time since GT released a game, and I'm hoping that part GTA 6 is on the way. That's what I'm looking forward to. Either the game or the trailer. I don't care.
Okay. My number 3 is, I'll probably say, when I get my taxes this go, I will finally be completely debt free. And I know I've stated this in the past that like I've been on child support for the past 6 or 7 years. Like when you on that, you get set back quite a lot when that's sitting hindering over you. So when I get these taxes and I pay this joint off, I'll be a free freaking man. Like nobody gonna stop me. They're gonna be filling up the mailbox with credit cards.
That's what's up.
Yeah. Number two.
Okay, number 2. Looking forward to I'm looking forward to COVID going away. COVID, as we all know, has unfortunately taken a lot of lives, and I'm looking forward to the vaccination. I'm not saying I'm gonna take it, or I'm not saying I'm not, but I'm looking forward to the day where I can just, take this off in public. You know what I mean?
Right.
I'm looking forward to the day where things open back up. I'm looking forward to the day where, where we can look back a couple years ago and not reminisce, but reflect about how this impacted people, and it's just to be over.
Yeah, and if I could add to that too, is like one of my things. I'm not going to take a cruise. But the one thing that I might do. This isn't counting to the list because I know when things open up, is I want to do a train ride from New York, from coast to coast. They're like $300 or something like that, $300-$400. Where you do a train ride. I don't know how long it lasts, but it's, you know what I mean? You get to...
You want to sit on the train for that long, though?
No, you get your own room. You get a room and everything.
Oh, you get your own room.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Man,
Yeah.
if I was...
Yeah. It's like a boat. It's kind of like a cruise, but you don't get stuck in the middle of the ocean.
Are you taking your lady with you?
Now this is kind of a solo trip.
Oh, that's what that is.
Yeah.
Let's see if she's okay with that.
That should be fine.
All right. So what's your official number 2?
My official number 2 is I'm gonna be taking the WSET set wine. WSET. It's a wine course that I've been wanting to take, and it's gonna help me with my career and what I'm doing.
Okay, that's what's up. As far as my number 2 is, how long have I been on YouTube? I seem to lose count how long I've been on the YouTube. Obviously, I made the Not for Debate podcast my sole priority, and ended up dropping the other channel. But definitely, my number 2 is the goal to making this podcast even more successful than my original YouTube channel.
And I tell you what, I am honored and thrilled to be a part of the ride.
That was definitely Shake. I'm glad I have you on, man. You are an excellent addition to the crew. And I'm a double star that joint too, because I'm gonna bring this back up later on in the year. That gets a double star.
And that's one thing I like about Great One DeVore is that we could go back and forth at each other, and we know it's not personal, and you know what I'm saying?
Oh, it's definitely personal. When you talk about gays, that's definitely personal. I just don't say nothing, but if my feelings is hurt, I'd be like, man, I'm gonna choke this mofo if he talk about gays again.
Well, shit, how you think I feel when you talk about Tomlin?
Man, you ain't got no personal ties to him. He's in Pittsburgh.
Hold on. Look behind me, man.
Hey, that's a Bill Cowher guy.
Yeah.
That's a Bill Cowher guy. I'm cool with Bill Cowher.
That's my Tomlin. That's my connection to it.
Appreciate you coming through too, Davon. Hopefully Banks will bless us with his presence this Wednesday, as far as his gloating is concerned. But we get to have a quiet night tonight.
You see the avatar.
Yeah, so you see the avatar. So Shake held up his end of the deal. So when Banks does decide to show up on Wednesday, this Wednesday coming up, Shake has every right to you end up using his regular photo or his regular camera, because he ended up showing up on the day he was supposed to show up. That's what that is. Who's number 1 we on?
We're going Mr. Freeze.
Oh, Mr. Freeze.
All right. So Mr. Freeze's number 1 goal for 2021 is, it might sound a little selfish, especially considering I just said my number 2 is for people to for COVID to pretty much go away and everybody to be healthy and stuff. But I think one of my goals is to not be single. That's my number 1 goal for 2021. I think I've been single for like 3 years at this point.
That ain't bad though.
It's been a minute.
That really ain't bad though. Like, cause it gave you an opportunity to get what you needed to get out the way without outside distractions.
Right.
And I hate to say it, but some women do like to manipulate. So you got to get what you had to get out the way. So moving forward now, one of your other goals was you being able to have some downtime. Me personally, I wouldn't recommend you taking this chick on a cruise, but if it ends up going that way, I wish you the best of luck. But I honestly, I feel like at this particular point, as far as new relationships are concerned, like I feel like that's a beautiful thing. What you think, Shake? You be getting into a relationship during the course of COVID? Like that's real beautiful in a no homo type of way. That's real beautiful.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh man, I needed that.
See,
No,
the thing about it is too. You got to look at it like this. Right now, you're a young man, and you're trying to find yourself as a person. And in my opinion, the person you with is supposed to be a complimentary person to you. So if you don't know who you are, how do you know who's going to compliment you? And unfortunately, young people, when they fall in love, it's not about who's going to compliment me, but who's going to give me the best sex.
right.
So
That's lesson number one. That's lesson number one, bro.
Yeah.
Like the first one that you get, and you fall in love. You think you falling in love, but like just take your time, bro. Just take your time.
Yo,
you
he
got
ain't
time.
wrong.
You're only 25. Take your time.
And I tell you what, here's the thing: you overlook all the flaws because that sex is so good, but as soon as it starts getting boring, you're gonna start seeing all the things that you couldn't see before. Like, goddamn, what the hell did I just do?
And then you end up being locked in for 18 years.
Oh man.
I think that. Well, how many lessons is that? That's like 5 lessons in a day. So I think we covered just about everything. We covered football talk. We sat back and we covered
moms,
life lessons, relationship talk. We on roll today. I think I might have to change the channel description.
Oh man.
But Shake, your number one, man. What's good?
Oh man, finally going to the beach. That's what I haven't been to the beach in a long time. Every time I say I was gonna go to the beach, something happens. The last time I wanted to start going to the beach more, we got the red tide.
Damn.
You know what that is?
No.
You heard about that?
Is that a Miami thing?
No, that was a Florida thing. What happened was the sugar companies were polluting the water, so we were getting red tide. And I swear to God, I'm not making this up. Where I live was Venice, and Venice is by the beach. It smelled like the whole city smelled like a sewer. If you were near an ocean, it smelled like a sewer because of all the dead fish that were dying, pulling up the shore because they were dying because of the red tide.
Wow.
Nobody could swim in the water because, like I said, fish were dying in it.
Oh.
So, wow. And like I said, and if you were near a beach, if you go near a beach, you would smell. It's like you ever been to a dumpster and had that carcass smell? That's what you would smell if you go to a beach. It was like it was unpleasant for a while.
Oh,
and then
go ahead, my fault. I was just reading what he just posted up in the chat. It's a dating site.
And then,
yeah. Hey.
And of course this COVID thing this year. So, but I'm hoping that I could start going to the beach more because I love the ocean, man.
That's what's up, though. That's definitely what's up. I'm not a beach guy. I hate the sand. That's my biggest issue. I don't like sand. I'm more of a pool guy. I will say though, the last time I was in Miami, we ended up staying at the Cadillac Hotel, and we were sitting at the pool. I ain't never seen a lizard a day in my life. So we see this lizard like coming across the daggone lawn chair, and I'm freaking out just like the kids and my lady for real, because I ain't never seen nothing like that. I'm thinking that joint gonna stick his tongue out and eat me or something.
Oh man, and you see the roaches in South Florida, man.
I don't do no rodents, man.
Roaches. I'm talking about roaches, cockroaches.
Hey, I don't do rodents. I don't do bugs. I don't do none of that.
We got cockroaches. If you try to step on, they'll be like, they be like this. They be like, big ass.
Oh nah. Also, shout out to Charles. I hope I say this correct.
Wiser
for coming through, man. Most definitely.
What's up, Charles? How you doing?
My number one, right? So my number one goal for 2021 is to buy a house. So obviously that's a lot of people's goal. Well, a lot of people's main goal. But hey, the family just got bigger, so we're gonna have to have a lot more space. So that a bigger house is definitely something that I'm looking forward to during the 2021. But there you go, man. That's your top five. What do we call this, Shake? The top five goals of 2021.
Yeah, things we're looking forward to in 2021.
Oh, so I just ended up naming goals. I ain't
Oh
say that
yeah,
I was good. I ain't say I was going to accomplish them goals, but it
but
seemed like
yeah,
y'all was pretty on point as far as which I was looking forward to. I feel like Fareed should be able to get some of his done, especially he can actually knock all of them daggone things out in one swoop.
so yeah, man. And by the way, if you're in the comment section, after this video is done, leave us your top five and let's see what you got to look forward to 2021, man.
See, my man Cap is a savage. He done sat back and went on 6 dates in 2 weeks on
Damn.
that hinge.com app. That's what's up, man. So yeah, like this episode of Not for Debate is most definitely brought to you by hinge.com. If you're single and ready to mingle in COVID, make sure you show up with your app.
Mm-hmm.
But any final thoughts before we end up closing this out, fellas?
I just want to say thank you guys for having me on. I really do appreciate it. I know I was on the show, I think like a year ago. Was it? Has it been a year since?
I really don't even count it at that point. We were just testing around with it. I feel like right now this is the real deal, right?
Okay, gotcha. I can tell by all the updates.
Yeah, this is the real deal,
you
right
guys
here.
doing some good work.
He sat back, you got the font blue, you got everything going on. Sooner or later, though, you won't have to watch this joint no more. You can listen to it on Spotify, Apple, iTunes. What's the other, whatever mainstream you get your podcast on, that is in the works too. So don't have to burn up your battery.
Hey, listen, I believe it, man. You keep working hard, keep surrounding yourselves with good people. Y'all be all right. So
we most definitely appreciate that, Iconic, man.
No doubt. Like I said before, thank you guys for allowing me to be a part of it. I really do appreciate it.
And thank you for coming on.
No problem. And thanks for everybody in the chat. All you guys, just like I was, last week. All you guys are really cool, making jokes, but always being, cool talking about sports. So it was just a great experience, and I thank y'all for allowing me to be a part of it.
My man, but real quick, I did want to point out, you see who's here or who's not here. Shake, what you got, man?
Hey, man, I want to give a shout out to Havoc. Sorry for your loss, and hope everything, my prayers is going to be with you and your family. And same thing with Banks. I miss your presence. And also, F the Bills. Please beat the Bills. I hate them.
Man, I'm on the fence of who I want to win about that game. But yeah, most definitely we're going to shout out to Havoc. Our prayers are most definitely with Havoc. Him going through his situation. I'm not going to sit back and say that I miss Banks. I don't miss Banks for this particular episode. I don't. So at least by Wednesday, that stuff will die down a little bit. He won't be as hyped for his Rams on Wednesday. But I do appreciate the turnout. Most definitely Iconic. Again, I do appreciate you coming up on the show. Like, you most definitely been a day one supporter of the show, even in its pre-trial days. you've been one of our top first 5 subs. So most definitely appreciate you retweeting it, liking it, commenting on it. Like that means a lot to me and the guys. But hey, the grind never stops, baby. We sitting at what 92 subs, so we doing an excellent job. Hey, you know what it is, man. This is the Not for Debate podcast. Be sure to like our partner channel. No pass is given. Be sure to hit that like button, subscribe button. This is Not for Debate. We're about it here, man.
Peace.